It's a delight and privilege to catch up with Mr. Ramesh Pillai, who is the Chief Optometrist and the Head of Training at Titan Eyeglass. Thanks, Ramesh, for your time to catch up.
Thank you, Vinod.
So, Ramesh, you worked in this retail domain for a long time with regard to eyewear. How big is that sector, and is that sector growing?
Yeah, the retail sector today is the most happening sector. It's if you want to, know the sheer size of the retail sector, especially the optical uh, retail sector. It is as big as 18,000 crores. That's the size of the market, and there are quite a lot of big retail players, both national and international players, who have come into the category, and it is growing at a good pace. In fact, the optical retail sector has been clocking a growth of almost 20-25% every year, except for the last couple of years because of the COVID. The growth has been a little slowing down, but still, I think we are hitting a double-digit growth.
And this is a growth uniform through all the sectors, the high end, the medium and the low end. Is a growth kind of uniform, or is there any particular segment that's growing faster?
That's an interesting one. When we talk about the optical industry, it has two aspects to it. One is the prescription eyewear, the other one is to do with the lifestyle category, which is to do with the sunglass segment. So, if you look at the sunglass part of the business, yes, it does have the seasonality involved. But if you look at the prescription eyewear business, it's across across the year. We don't see any troughs in press as far as the prescription eyewear business is concerned. And we've also noticed that during COVID, it is the prescription eyewear business which really did well because it also turns out to be a need-based category. So people, when they were glued onto their screens, conducting virtual meetings and all of that, I think they felt that there is a need for them to get out of their home, get their eyes tested, and get a new pair of glasses and so on and so forth. So even during COVID time, we did see that the prescription eyewear category was the least affected.
And in terms of impediments to people kind of going for an eye test and getting a prescription glasses, often access is mentioned as a huge impediment. So, what would your advice be for a lot of the younger optometrists and students who may be thinking of doing something in the retail sector in terms of starting a small outlet? So what would your advice be with all the collective experience you have?
Sure. In fact, yeah, the statistics are quite alarming. We know that close to 60 crore people in India require vision correction, and of which about 18 to 20 crore people they are aware that they have this problem. So almost a larger chunk of 40 crore people are not even aware that their eyes are they have poor eyesight. So hence it is important that so there's a huge market out there for the young budding optometrists who pass out of their institutes to start get into the optical retail business. And when I say the opportunity exists, largely it is in the tier 2, tier 3 cities, because in metros, if you look at, there are enough and more players who are already saturating the market. So one needs to look at, can I go a little away from the metros? And one good thing that is happening is, I think India is getting into more of urbanization with a lot of technology and with a lot of disposable income going up. Urbanization is happening. So even tier 2, tier 3 cities, if you were to start your own practice, I think one can have a good lifestyle and good income. And the competition would also be a little lesser. And when we are talking about providing accessibility, I think that is where the accessibility is required. That is where people are, that's one of the reasons why people are not even aware that they require, vision correction. So hence, my recommendation to the students who are about to complete optometry and looking for what career they should pursue, starting their own optical retail can also be a good opportunity to look at. And today you can also look at, you know, uh, one would very often think that starting an optical setup is going to be very expensive, but yeah, you don't have to start off in a big bang way. You can start it off small, and then you could slowly build it up. So that's another approach that one can look at. And if you have a proper business plan worked out, then banks would be more than happy to support you with finance and the loan.
Thank you so much, Ramesh. Thanks for taking the time to catch up.
It's a pleasure, Vinod. Thank you.
Thank you.